Happy Halloween, dipshits.
Happy Halloween.
Did any of you guys watch that Adam Sandler Halloween movie? Came out a couple years ago.
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween, yeah.
It actually didn't look terrible. He went back to form of being mentally handicapped as a character.
Did he ever stop?
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple serious films, and then like in Grown Ups, he's not mentally handicapped.
Doesn't he play like the straight man in Grown Ups?
Yeah, he
which
went
is insane.
From, I don't think anyone's gay in Grown Ups, but he went from being completely mentally challenged in every movie to just being the angry guy, where he would just kick everybody's ass all the time.
Yeah. Did you see Uncut Gems?
I did not.
Just gonna ask you.
Did he kick any ass in that?
He got his ass kicked the whole movie. Just the entire movie is everyone just beating the shit out of Adam.
Isn't that movie about like Kevin Garnett's ring getting stolen or something?
Kevin Garnett is a key player in the movie. He plays himself.
He was a Timberwolf, hometown hero.
He was a Timberwolf.
He took over KDWB for a little bit, and it was KGW.
Is that hockey or is that basketball?
Basketball.
Basketball.
My aunt ran into him at Mall of America in like 1999. Yeah, with her car. He stopped it with his giant biceps. And
I thought you were going to say his giant ass.
He was a very nice guy. No, dude. Dude's like rail thin and 10
What did they
feet tall.
talk about?
I don't remember. All I know is he was apparently a very nice guy. He's not nice in the movie at all.
I dribble a good ball.
He does.
Sounds like you slept with your mom, dude.
This was actually my aunt.
Oh, never mind then.
Does that make Kevin Garnett my dad?
Uncle.
I look a little like him. Why? Why are you playing as a clown?
Because he's cute. Look, he's a cute little guy.
Man, as an intellectual, clowns really freak me out.
Yeah, as an intellectual, small circles near each other really gives me the Hebrew Jeebrews.
Imagine a clown with like really dilated pores.
Just collecting raw mutton by the coast. I'd stay away from him.
Washing raw beef off in a riverbed.
Washing his beef in dirty river water. Just like nice Kobe beef. He's just dunking it in the Mississippi. Just root beer colored water.
I like how you said Kobe and dunking in the same sentence and it had nothing to do with
basketball.
And it wasn't that.
And now we're back to basketball players that I look like. Anyway, I thought we'd read some literature that I've collected from the internet. Some pasta I've been boiling. Caleb, why don't you do the honors? Read the first one, titled "Camping."
Camping. Is this a creepypaste?
These are creepypastas, and
man.
I guarantee I've read all of them, but not in 15 years. So I'm kind of excited for this. Camping. A few months ago, a friend of mine, who was an up-and-coming nature photographer, decided to spend a day and night alone in the woods outside of our town. She wanted to get photos of the woods and wildlife as naturally as she could for her portfolio. She wasn't afraid of being alone, as she had camped by herself many times before. She set up a tent in the middle of a small clearing and spent the day taking pictures. She filled up 4 rolls of film on that trip, but when she went and got them developed, she saw 4 pictures that unsettled her. These 4 pictures were taken from inside the tent of her, asleep in the middle of the night. That's the end of it.
Damn, dude. Okay. All right. First of all,
yeah, spooky.
First of all, what fucking year is this? Why does she have rolls of film?
4 rolls.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Why didn't she have her fucking iPhone 12 out there with the 700,000 megapixel camera?
This needs to be modernized.
Yeah.
My immediate thought too was like
she's
4
an
of the
up-and-coming
pictures.
video blogger.
Yeah. she's an influencer.
Tink tonker.
She was a tink tonker.
When she woke up, there were 3 tink tonks uploaded to her tonk.
She had tinkered with
all
the tonk.
of them were her sleeping in the tonk tent.
With that voice. That feeling when a stalker films you sleeping.
You want to handle the next
All right.
one? Are we going in order, or do you know which ones you want to read?
No, there's just a string of them.
Okay,
in
this
thread.
is just the big long banana string. All right. I imagined green text on black background, but it is white text on black background.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not like a 1999
It's not how I thought in my memories.
Angel Fire website.
Yeah. Yeah, these aren't like, I'm not reading them directly from 4chan.
Did you guys ever? Be me. Be 16.
Yeah. Be gay.
That was my story.
Yeah.
You spoiled the ending.
That's it. That's literally, that's it. That's the green text.
The twist ending when I'm the gay.
Mic drop. All right. Next one is called Leon Klausgulls.
It can't be. It couldn't possibly be called that.
Leon
Klausgulls.
That's exactly what I thought.
Leon Klausgulls, assassin of William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, was electrocuted for his crime on October 29th, 1901, at the Auburn Prison in Auburn, New York. Imagine that. Among the personal effects found in his cell was a U.S. quarter stamped with the date 2218. The face in the profile on said quarter was not George Washington, but rather a face which is yet to be identified.
It was Kevin Garnett.
It was.
Wait, was that the end of it?
Yes.
Oh, and then they just. So then who was Leon?
So Leon Clausewitz is a time traveling assassin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was from a timeline where George Washington did not have the means to rip the teeth from another human being.
What was the date on that coin, though?
2218. Which I think is the next Blade Runner film.
Yeah, what kind of Futurama-ass plot is this?
Yeah.
So, wait, is that true?
Yeah, he's a time-traveling assassin.
Yeah, Leon Klaus was a time-traveling assassin.
Leon Closeted Homosexual was
yeah.
Well, do they have a picture of the quarter? Can I see it?
No, they don't have a picture of the quarter.
I don't fucking believe them.
It doesn't matter because the face couldn't be identified.
They got pictures of ladies in tents, but not of this quarter. That's fucking bogus.
She woke up with a quarter. 4 quarters.
With a rule of 4 rules of quarters.
Yeah.
And on the quarter
together
was Barry Obese.
Oh, spooky. There's a skeleton.
Oh, damn, dude. Right in time.
And then a skeleton popped out with a quarter in his pocket. We're reading stories.
All right. The next one is a classic. Everyone that's ever logged onto the World Wide Web will recognize this one.
Is that true?
Yeah. You will know this one in a second, Caleb.
There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage.
That vocabulary, though, holy shit.
Oppressive foliage.
I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm being oppressed by the foliage.
The whites-only foliage.
After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing.
Oh, I know this one.
Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to... Jesus Christ. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning.
Some Goldilocks shit.
Yeah, a little homage to Goldilocks.
This breaking and entering is just right.
As he looked around the inside of the cabin, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by several portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred and malice. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. The next morning, the hunter awoke. He turned, blinking in an unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows.
Hey,
spooky!
But
that one's kind of
who was
spooky.
windows?
Yeah, I'm sad I read that in an incredulous voice.
No,
that one gets you at the end. Sure.
IRL.
Yeah.
I read that with
one.
my mates, my rotten soldiers when I was in 2010.
Your droogs.
Yeah, my droogie woogies and I sat.
Your soft cheeses.
My droogie woogies and I sat in my parents' laundry room pretty frequently, like almost every weekend, and would read just CREEPYPASTA.com together when creepypastas were new and all the rage and hip, and girls were still not giving me pussy. And yeah, that one actually kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies.
I love that one
when I was younger.
My only note is that's not how words work.
No, yeah.
But yeah, that was great.
It's not a bad one, but that guy is a sociopath. And also, what kind of Amanita muscaria do you have to be drinking to think that people who are standing outside windows are paintings?
Yeah.
He
was tired.
He was like Goldilocks tired.
I've been tuckered out. I never looked out the window and thought, that's just Pollock. Like, that's the stupidest shit.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, when I was hearing it this time, I imagined crazy bone faces just through the window, just like the visage of madness. Just.
What was that assassin's name?
Leon Claw.
They found a golden eggie in his pocket. What if your mom was one of those like spooky AF girls who's always wearing Jack Skellington clothes as a proxy for a personality?
If my mom had been born in 2001.
Oh, that was a jump scare and a half.
It was
Holy
terrorism.
shit.
All right, perfect time to drop this next hot steamy bowl of pasta. This ad lente. Is it ad lente? Is that firm pasta?
That's al dente.
Al dente. Okay. What is soft pasta?
Good.
We have to start rating these as like al dente is a good firm pasta. I don't know what the term for. All right. The ratings are at what is it?
Al dente.
Al dente's top tier.
Rigatone.
Rigatone is mid.
And then
And just a bowl of fucking mush.
Boyardee.
Yeah, Boyardee is garbage tier. Okay.
I do like Chef Boyardee
Right.
though. We got to keep him open as a sponsor.
Daddy, I had a bad dream. You blink your eyes and pull up on your elbows. Your clock glows red in the darkness. It's 3:23 a.m. Do you want to climb into bed and tell me about it? No, Daddy. The oddness of the situation wakes you up more fully. You can barely make out your daughter's pale form in the darkness of your room. Why not, sweetie? Because in my dream, when I told you about the dream, the thing wearing mommy's skin sat up. For a moment, you feel paralyzed. You can't take your eyes off your daughter. Then the covers behind you begin to shift.
Oh.
I think I'm always scared when my wife wakes up. Humana. Oh.
Will the thing wearing my wife's skin shut the fuck up?
does a backflip.
Yeah, so the thing wearing mommy's skin.
Walks backwards to the bar.
Yeah.
Grabs a beer off the counter.
I'm gonna give this one. What was the mid again? I forgot all of our ratings.
Rigatone.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this
Let's
one.
give a small,
Rigatone.
medium, and a large.
That's
and a
a
grande.
That's a Boyardee.
Yeah.
For me. That was a
That-
stinker.
It's a garbage tier.
Yeah.
For you, that one's rigatone.
That's
for me.
rigatone for me.
I think
Yeah.
that's majority rules. It's rigatone, but that's a Boyardee in my book. I just wasn't feeling it, dog. I'll be the
I see where you're
the
coming
Randy.
from, for sure.
Is that his name? From
Yeah.
American Idol?
He was the one who wasn't feeling it, dog.
Yeah, he was the big fat guy. The morbidly obese host. Because they had an angry British guy whose nipples you could always see through his shirt. They had a drunk poodle, and then they had just a big fat guy.
Drunk poodle.
That was what Paula Abdul was. She was like,
Derek-
if you misplaced if you like replaced your Brita with like a tequila bottle when you were filling your dog's water.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
When you're
Oh shit, that means I'm drinking water in my car.
yeah.
I start gagging at the wheel. I swerve into a light pole.
just swerve into a family on the side. Anyway,
Where are you digging to?
yeah, where are you on a journey to the center of the earth?
Yeah,
Cool.
I am trying to find the rocks and get them away from those kids.
Can you reach hell in Minecraft?
There is in fact a hell in Minecraft. I can switch to one of my other
In Minecraft, good save.
Yeah.
I can switch to one of my other worlds and actually show you hell. Let's go to Penisville.
Penisville.
As a very clever man,
Classic.
I live in Penisville.
You're a clown walking around a world called Penisville.
I don't know where I am.
You're in Penisville, Holmes.
I
And
know,
it's
but
raining.
I have a house somewhere, and
Anyway.
I don't know where it is.
While you're looking for the house, we're gonna read a little pasta about who discovered the dead.
Okay, so no, this one doesn't have a title. It's just this here.
Yeah.
Who discovered the existence of the dead? Everyone knows the name of Antonia Simone, but the exact circumstances of her discovery are widely varied. In 1992, her younger brother Ricardo was injured in a martial arts accident that left him completely paralyzed. He needed a respirator to live and could only communicate through eye blinks. She was a computer scientist at the Xerox Palo Alto Research Center and decided to create a computer terminal sensitive to the
computer terminal
sensitive to the slightest energy source. She was a student of Kirlian photography and strongly believed that the body's electromagnetic fields could affect sensitive electronic equipment. She was right. She created a terminal that could not be affected by traditional means, no keyboard, mouse, or other input devices, a veritable black box. Miss Simone was devoted to her brother and tried for years to make a computer terminal that would allow her brother to communicate naturally. Distraught over the failure of her terminal, which she thought would free thousands of similarly afflicted people, she killed herself by hanging. When paramedics found her body days later, there on the computer screen was the message, "What took you guys so long? I've got the most important news."
The hell does that mean?
She learned too much.
She's in the computer, right?
She Lawnmower Man?
Wait, so she's in the computer, right?
But who was phone? That made no sense at all to me.
Oh.
I might be stupid, but that made zero fucking sense to me.
Well, I guess there's two ways to take this. Okay, so when the paramedics found her body days later, there on the computer screen was the message, "What took you guys so long? I've got the most important news." So she could have either left her body and got on the computer, and the important news is that she learned how to do that, or this is the message she decoded from the guy who could only speak through eye blinks, and whatever news that he told her made her kill herself.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of like...
He was in an accident and learned a little too much about what happens on the other side.
This is kind of Hellraiser-y. We have such sights to show you kind of shit.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen the movie Martyrs?
No.
It's a terrible French movie.
I don't associate with the French.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. What is it?
Yeah, it's the whole premise of the movie is that they're trying to kidnap. There's like a cult that's trying to kidnap people and torture them so they're like a centimeter away from death.
So they can tell tales.
And then they can peek through the veil and then come back and tell tales about it.
Isn't that the Lazarus Project? Have you seen that? Lazarus Project, they stopped their hearts for like a short period of time. Or no, that's Flatliners. Lazarus
Terrible
Project
movie.
is where they die and try to resurrect people, and then they come back different.
Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah, honestly, Jed was right.
Came back wrong. I want to cosplay Jeb and just walk into random funerals and just start being sometimes dead is better.
You might comfort someone by doing that.
No, I would die, and rightly so. Sometimes dead.
So foreboding. What does that one guy know?
You're having sex with a girl, like sometimes head is better.
You're at Jimmy John's eating an unwich. You know that sometimes bread is better.
Hell yeah, dude. I got one more. You shoot a guy with an arrow. Sometimes lead is better.
I was watching Ted 2 with your roommate.
Yeah. Sometimes Ted is better. I was gonna say you're filling up your tank of gas in like 1962, right after they stopped using unleaded gasoline.
Or when they started using.
When they started using unleaded gasoline. Sometimes lead is better.
Hell yeah, dude.
You get on anxiety meds. Sometimes dread is better.
You get off anxiety meds. Sometimes meds
dread
are better.
You arrive Arrive at work in the morning. Sometimes bed is better.
That's just hashtag relatable.
Yeah, that is hashtag
retweeted.
Relatable content. Baby's first observation.
You ever notice how work bad?
Yeah.
Now, if only the government ran everything.
Cue music. The new bride.
I'm scared
During
of
a wedding
marriage.
reception of a young couple, the guests decided on a drunken game of hide and seek. It was decided that the groom was it, and he eventually found everyone but his new bride. Eventually, the man became furious and decided it wasn't funny anymore and left her there. As the weeks went by, he accepted that she'd had second thoughts and went on with her life, and so he did the same. A few years later, a cleaning lady dusted off an old trunk in the attic of the building where the reception had taken place. Out of curiosity, she opened it. Inside the trunk was a rotted body of the missing bride who'd apparently become locked in the trunk she'd hidden. Whether she'd suffocated or starved was unknown, but her face was frozen in a scream, and there were huge scratches on the inside of the trunk where she had tried to get back to the man she loved.
And then a skeleton popped out.
So, all right. So this is obviously like a child bride because adults playing hide and seek at a wedding. Like this man was in Louisiana marrying.
Fits in a chest.
Yeah, this man was in Louisiana marrying a 12-year-old. And
show me an adult woman from Louisiana who can fit in anything.
Yeah, let alone a trunk.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Spins the bow tie.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think
it could have ended one paragraph sooner.
Yeah.
Just when it was in the chest.
Also,
Yeah,
I
whether
couldn't-
it was suffocating. Or
I couldn't
whether
suspend
it
my
was-
disbelief when they said the man found something unfunny instead of the woman. You know what I mean? Girls ain't laughing.
women don't be laughing.
Women be shopping.
Women don't get the japes and the capers, you know.
The japers and capes.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. Well, how come girls no joke?
Yeah. How come women
Okay.
not funny? It's always my pussy is.
Did you build this Indiana
structure?
Jones fucking tunnel?
I did not. This
It
is
was
one
the
of the
aliens.
abandoned mines. I'm trying to go to one of my houses in game, but every game I've abandoned has been me in the middle of something, and it probably means I rage quit when something shitty happened. And so I'm trying to get back to one of my houses because there's portals to this place called the Nether, and it's literally hell. So you asked if there's a hell in Minecraft, and there is, and so I'm trying to get back to it. But now I'm I'm in my own personal hell. Of being
Imagine-
lost in a
Yeah, you
mine.
build homes in such
Imagine-
obscure places.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just deep underground.
Why live down here? Why live like this?
I'm trying to find the AR-15 I buried so the drones can't see it.
So you can find your wife?
Yeah, and
You trying to find the wife you buried down here?
yeah, she casked of Amontillado herself.
Herself. She went down to the cellar to look for a wine cooler and then accidentally bricked herself into the wall.
Ooh, here we are.
Damn, this do be deep
I
underground.
built this.
Anyway,
In case
Caleb,
you were wondering.
He says proudly.
I think you should read this next one in everyone's favorite
Charlton Heston's voice.
President Ronald Reagan.
Ronnie Reagan.
Reagan voice?
I'll do the next one as Clinton if you do this one as Reagan.
Okay, I'll make that deal with you.
In Berlin, after World War II, money was short, supplies were tight, and it seemed like everyone was hungry.
This is literally something he said in his
Nancy, I'm doing my stories. Now everyone was hungry. At that time, people were telling tale of
I
a
found the
young
portal.
woman who saw a blind man picking his way through a crowd.
Reagan in a long time. I don't have it anymore.
No, it's there.
Nancy, the two
Okay, so. Okay.
You're doing great. I love
I
it.
found the
I just want people to be able to focus on it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'll stop interrupting myself.
At that time, people were telling tale of a young woman who saw a blind man picking his way through a crowd. The two started to talk. The man asked for a favor. Could she deliver the letter to the address on the envelope? Well, it was on her way home, so she agreed. Nancy, she started to deliver the message. But when she turned around to see if there's anything else the blind man needed, but she spotted him hurrying through the crowd with his smoked glasses and white cane. She was naturally suspicious, so she went to the police.
Really? Turns him in for this?
When the police paid a visit to the address on the envelope...
Imagine the cops following up on something.
Oh, shit. Yeah, my exact thought.
When the police paid a visit to the address on the envelope, they made a gruesome discovery.
A white woman was in trouble.
Three butchers had been harvesting human flesh and selling it to starving people. And what was in the envelope the man gave to the woman? A note simply saying, "This is the last one I'm sending you today."
Okay, maybe it was the Reagan voice, but I did not follow that one
I'm
at
going to
all.
read that in a normal voice real
Yeah,
quick, because
you wanna hit
something
me?
doesn't add up here, right?
Hit me with some normie voice on that. Yeah.
In Berlin, after World War II,
I
money
get it.
was short, supplies were tight, and it seemed like everyone was hungry. At the time, people were telling tale of a young woman who saw a blind man picking his way through a crowd. The two start to talk. The man asked her for a favor. Could she deliver the letter to the address on the envelope? Oh, so it wasn't from him to her.
Oh.
Well, it was on her way home, so she agreed. She started out to deliver the message when she turned around to see if there's anything else the blind man needed. But she spotted him hurrying through the crowd with his smoked glasses and white cane.
Smoked?
Okay, so
glasses?
His hickory smoked glass.
she talks to him. She says yes, she'll
So-
deliver the letter. And then she turns around and notices what he's wearing.
Yeah.
He's got a cane and an eye patch.
Oh,
so I'm
oh.
going to turn him in.
So he's not actually blind, I think is
He's
what's
just-
being implied there?
No,
No, that's not
he's
said.
for sure.
He can still be blind.
He's for sure a blind man. I think
He's
what,
just hurrying his way through a crowd. Oh!
I think they were.
This is my fault.
You get it now?
Nope, I misread it to you. But she
Oh.
spotted him hurrying through the crowd without his smoked glasses or cane.
Oh.
So he's a
Still
big
stupid.
faker.
Still stupid because he chucked them.
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct.
He's a big faker.
Without typo or not, you are correct.
So okay,
Yep.
so he was running a cannibal ring.
Yeah.
I thought that he
Well,
had a letter on him that he was supposed to he was given an address to go to, and they were gonna cook and eat that guy.
Yeah, that would have been a really good story.
I
But,
thought that
but
Oh, wait,
that's
no, that
not
is
what
it.
happened. No.
That is it. He was sending this woman to a house to be grabbed and made into
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, I give
Yeah.
it a Boyardee.
Now
meat.
it
She
makes
was
sense.
almost meat.
I give this a Boyardee. They went
I
from a
agree.
hard.
Oh shit, we haven't rated the last few.
Oh yeah, we abandoned that so
then they didn't
quickly.
deserve it. Yeah, this one I give full points. I like that, and it was all my fault it got ruined.
We're
Okay.
in hell by
Sorry
now.
to the fans
Yeah.
of that one.
By the way, we're-
Figuratively and in Minecraft,
Yeah.
we are in hell.
hell used to be a lot cooler too.
Yeah,
Now they have biomes and shit, so it's like ash snowing over here.
I don't give it full points, okay? Because
All right,
there's a better way to reveal he was a faker.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, yeah,
All right,
never
so
mind.
you give
That is stupid
you-
now, but
you give that mushy bowl of shit.
I
Yeah,
like the twisty twist.
That was a
Alright.
cube of shit.
I'm gonna give that Boyardee. What was the one before this?
That-
Rigatone is the
The one before this was
It didn't have a title.
Was it
Oh,
your-
Reagan.
your wife
Oh,
wakes
that was
up.
this one.
Oh, that one. That one.
Was it
You
wife-
wake up and you have a wife.
wife
Yeah,
wake
yeah.
up in bed?
Yeah, skin wife. That one, I gave it Boyardee.
See, this isn't scary. I look like I'm in a fucking
Yeah.
rave girl's bedroom.
This is Electric Forest.
Yeah, this is just Electric Forest 2016.
This is where kids go to OD.
Yeah. Speaking of ODing, I don't know how that's a segue at all. To this. Snuff film. Have you ever seen someone die on camera, Hillary?
Oh, shit.
According to my friend Jeffrey, a snuff film is a recording of the actual murder of a human being that is subsequently passed around for entertainment purposes. Suicides and accidents don't count. According to the MPAA and the FCC and the FBI, the ever-loving Snopes.com, there is no such thing as a snuff film. Yes, this includes Faces of Death. Everything you think might count is faked, falsified, or not made for that purpose. Such as those tasteless videos you find on shock sites. This is a lie, Hillary. There are, as best as anyone can tell, between 30 to 40 snuff films floating around out there. The earliest is a silent film on decaying nitrate celluloid, simply titled La Morte d'un Fiel. and bears the date of 1896.
They had filmed that?
I guess. The latest, judging by the hairstyles and the presence of a Frankie Says Relax t-shirt, was probably made in 1983 or 1984 and is on Beat Up Max. The films vary in violence, but they all include seemingly ritualized sex, followed by the slaying of a girl with their...
Didn't like that.
Let me be perfectly clear.
Followed by the slaying of a girl with dirty blonde hair and piercing blue eyes who appears to be around 19 years old. Every film has the exact same girl in it. So, immortal sex demon lady. Somehow that was the perfect story for Clinton.
Yeah, no
to have
kidding.
read, yeah. What is happening?
I'm on
to you?
fire.
You ever seen a snuff film?
I give that one. If it was written better, I would have given that one. What is it? One more time, Derrick.
Al dente.
Al dente. I would have considered that one al dente. But as things stand,
is that the good one?
That's the good one.
Oh, I was meaning to give the last one a good one.
Okay.
Boyardee was the worst one.
No, Boyardee is mid.
No.
Rigatone
is
I
mid.
like Chef
Boyardee.
Boyardee,
Oh
but
my
I
God.
forgot
Your brain is Boyardee.
We were switching it. Because,
We need
so
like
Boyardee's bad. We
Jake,
can't
have you
have
had
that.
a neurological exam recently?
We
Adele.
Adele.
Adele. What is it actually?
Rolling al dente.
Al
I've said it
dente.
like five
Al-
fucking times.
Al dente.
Holy shit.
Yeah, okay. The one with the guy with the cane, I like that one. I didn't mean to give it an F. This one I think should have been written for longer.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that they just got to the good part, and that's when you have a purpose.
I was edging. I needed.
Yeah,
I needed
there was
sweet release.
Yeah, they just talked for a while, but at the end, that's when you keep going.
Also, wait, are they really insinuating there is no video of people being? I've seen
Yeah.
videos of people.
They're
dying.
saying there's
Like,
30 to 40.
Have you
no,
ever
no.
seen a video of someone straight up dying?
Yes.
They're saying
But they get taken down.
those
So in
videos,
circulation
accidents
at a
don't
time.
count. He was saying like actual, like deliberately produced snuff.
Oh,
films.
wait. Well, I saw something from like a
okay.
Ring doorbell where a guy killed his or not his
That-
coworkers,
but
his
that's not a
neighbors.
That's
snuff
not a
film.
snuff film.
Because it wasn't made for the express purpose of filming someone be murdered. It just
Yeah.
happens to
Pretty
be
much.
filmed.
Yeah,
Most
like-
snuff films are going to be an old camera in front of a bed, and the camera sounds like this.
Yeah.
They're old.
Crank that, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Dahmer make snuff films?
I don't know that's true.
There
May-
has
oh
to
yeah,
have
yeah,
been-
yeah. He did, but I think they're probably.
There has to have been murderers who filmed their
Destroyed.
murders, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't get sent on the internet. Or
Do you think
historically,
Roman-
they haven't.
You think
Nowadays,
Roman
they would.
Polanski filmed any murders? Well, he didn't kill anybody, right? He was just like a creep, right?
Polanski is just he's just a
He
creep.
like married a 15-year-old or
Yeah.
some shit, right?
But he got real sad when Charles Manson killed his wife, so it's fine.
He did get pretty bummed about that.
Yeah. Anyway,
And it wasn't Charles
Caleb,
Manson.
chew
It
the
was
scenery on this
Nancy
one.
Van
Just like
Houten or whatever her name is.
really make me feel like I'm living this one.
The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. 2 seconds horror story.
Yeah, dude,
there it is.
He probably pulled his pants back on so quickly. Just beating his fucking hog. Finally, I have
Imagine-
all the time in the world.
Yeah, I had time now. His dick snaps in half.
I had time now.
That was
It's not fair.
Just snaps in half like Ron Weasley's wand in the second Harry Potter
He
movie.
tapes it back up and he keeps shooting loads in his face. It's not fair. Eat, come. Then he shoots fucking bust at himself. I
Oh,
think
man.
someone else has brought this up, but all the other spells in Harry Potter are like Expecto Patronum, but he just goes eat slugs and it makes slugs in his mouth.
Yeah. Also, fucking Harry only knows the one spell.
He knows how to levitate shit and how to do
Well,
like a
he knows
Kamehameha wave.
Expelliarmus.
The spell that he yells the same spell in the entire fucking series, and it does like 100 different
It's
things.
Expelliarmus, right?
Yeah. That shit does so many different things. It like throws people across the room. It fucking like shuts doors.
Yeah.
It
does a little flick.
Yeah, it does a little flick. It like makes a deer appear.
His
It's so I hate it. Like, God, for how supposedly meticulous fucking J.K. Rowling
just
is
kidding,
about this
Rowling.
shit.
Yeah,
J.K.
sloppy
Rowling
with that one.
is, you know, I don't know. Fuck. Anyway, I got another one coming at you. So the 2-sentence one, that one.
That's fucking Boyardee, dude.
It's.
I don't like any of these.
Yeah.
Is it Boyardee because you've
That's
heard it
Adelante.
10,000 times, or is it Boyardee because you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
Okay.
I accept that.
That one's
how
a
do you
cla-
have a factual evidence that you are the last man on Earth to begin with?
I'd say if I haven't
Alright.
seen another person for 100 days, I think I'm the last man on earth.
Okay.
I don't
I
know,
adopt
dude.
that
Derek,
title.
when you
Maybe
watch-
you just weren't invited to the cool people rapture. Oh, fuck! It's all over. It's all over.
This
I'm not
is
invited to
this
the cool people
how you
rapture.
This is the
Die.
cool people rapture. Anyway, Derek, when you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, are you just like, how did this guy get so big? Do you need an explanation for everything?
No, he's inbred. That's why he got big.
Does that make you big? Are you a scientist?
Yeah, I'm pretty big, and my parents are brother and sister. So
That is true. Yeah. Anyway, here I got an Adelante one coming.
al dente. Holy fucking shit, dude. What is wrong with your head? I'm switching worlds again.
Antantandra.
I got an Adelante.
I got an
one.
Alejandro for you.
Madeline.
Don't
goes
call
to
him a name.
Paris.
Roberto.
I got one.
All right, lay it on me, Chief.
A few years ago, a mother and father decided they needed a break, so they wanted to head out for a night on the town. They called their most trusted babysitter. When the babysitter arrived, the two children were already fast asleep in the bed.
This is when a stranger calls so far.
Yeah, it is. Gotta
So-
go fast to sleep.
So the babysitter just got to sit around and make sure everything was okay with the children. Later that night, the babysitter gets bored, goes to watch TV, but she couldn't watch it downstairs because they don't have cable downstairs. And then in the parentheses it says the parents don't want the children watching too much garbage. Okay.
So they have it in what? So they
Okay,
still
back on
have
track, Off.
cable.
So yeah, a little sidebar. Fantastic writing. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I am the child in bed. So she called them and asked them if she could watch cable in the parents' room.
And they said, we haven't had kids in 40
Yeah,
years.
of course.
We haven't had cable in 15 years.
Of course, the parents said it was okay, but the babysitter had one final request. She asked, all right, there's an ellipsis after the request. You can tell this person master of punctuation. She asked if she asked if she could cover up the angel statue outside the bedroom window with a blanket or a cloth. At the very least, close the blinds because it made her nervous. The phone line was silent for a moment, and the father, who was talking to the babysitter at the time, said, "Take the children and get out of the house. We will call the police. We do not have an angel statue." Police found all 3 of the house occupants dead within 10 minutes of the call. No statue was found.
See, I was switching to the clown face because I've heard this story as, can I put a sheet over the clown statue in the corner? It's freaking me out.
So someone just rewrote this with angel statue? The clown is better.
Some Whovian wrote this
Someone
bullshit.
went back and added all the stuff about cable.
Yeah.
It was a perfectly fine
Yeah.
story.
This is a commercial for Roku. See, if they had had a Roku stick, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Oh, I took it as their parents have all these rules about cable in the house, so they made it went and wrote themselves in as the main
Yeah,
character.
the clown makes so much more sense. Why would they change it to angel?
I don't
Clown
know.
would have been
That's
good.
fucking stupid, dude. If the clown one, it makes it a good story, and in the clown one, they survive. It's
Yeah.
not
Can I put a blanket over the Mussolini?
He's scaring.
Yeah. The dad calmly says, "Call the police."
No.
You can't.
We don't have a Mussolini statue. We have a Hitler one. Call the police.
Someone stole the Hitler
Yeah.
statue. Call the police.
The scary part is someone replaced the Hitler statue with a Mussolini
Call
statue.
the Reichstag.
Yeah.
Someone stole our Hitler statue.
Call the black shirts. Some fucking communist stole my Hitler statue and replaced it with Benito Mussolini as a joke.
As a jape.
As a jape. Yeah, okay, I gotta make a quick redaction. Earlier when I said some fucking communist stole the Hitler statue and replaced it with Mussolini, I meant to say some fucking Strasserite, because it wouldn't make sense for a communist to steal statue. But yeah, it's a lot funnier when you substitute Strasserite.
Well, wasn't Hitler a socialist?
That I don't want to go into this.
So that's a yes.
No, he was not a socialist.
The National Socialist Party.
I mean, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's in the name, Derrick. It's democratic.
You see, you're splitting hairs here.
You have another antipasti for us, so we can.
I do. I really do.
Antipasti.
Wasn't Mao a socialist?
Yes, Mao was a socialist.
So okay, so more. See, I'm seeing a genocidal fucking pattern here. Go on with your story.
A couple came back from a night out to find that their house had been broken into and nearly everything stolen. Their television gone. Computer gone. Silverware, dishes, clothes, jewelry, all gone. Just a few pieces of furniture, their toothbrushes, a can opener, some candles, and a disposable camera. They called the police, filed a report, and then went on with their lives while they waited in the vain hope that they'd get some of their stuff back. Weeks later, the wife took the disposable camera to the local pharmacy to get the film developed, and when she picked the pictures up the next day, she found photos of the burglars, facing away from the camera, sticking the toothbrushes up their butts.
God
okay.
damn it.
All right. Huh. So these YouTube pranksters breaking into people's houses.
Yep.
Just like and subscribe as they plunge like an electric Quip toothbrush like deep into their anal cavity.
It's the future we live in.
Yeah.
Was that really how it ended?
That was the end of the story.
That's unfortunately how it ended.
Wait, they had a disposable camera and they took those pictures?
Yep.
They don't have a self-timer on a disposable camera, so how were they taking these selfies of their toothbrushes up their ass? Was there a third
There
man?
must have been a third.
Do you think he had one in his ass off camera just in solidarity?
Yes. I think, yes.
He has a Quip nestled against his prostate fucking humming at all times.
He's equipped with a Quip?
He is, yeah. That is the only way he can get up in the morning. You know, some people drink coffee. Some people go for a run.
He gets quipped into shape?
Yeah. He inserts a fresh battery, AAA, into his Quip.
Fucking Jesus Christ. I hated that.
If Quip could sponsor us, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Quip, shove it up your butthole.
This episode sponsored by Quip. We should just start doing ads and see if people
will pay us.
But
eventually.
then they won't.
Holy fuck,
we already
diamonds!
did it.
I found fucking diamonds, Chief. I can't.
What are you gonna do with them?
I can't mine them with stone, so I need to get iron. Oh, I have iron.
You could build a house down here.
I gotta go cook up some raw iron and then mine that diamond. We found diamond, guys. Holy shit.
It's fantastic.
What a time to be alive. That's way better than getting a toothbrush up your butthole.
I'm sorry I can't be excited about this. I'm not neurodivergent. Anyway,
that's okay. I'm neurodivergent enough for the rest of the class.
Caleb, do you mind reading?
I brought chromosomes for the whole
Do you mind reading a longer one?
Yeah, that's fine.
This is a legitimately good one, I think.
If this ends with anything up a butthole,
closer? This is an actual good one?
This is a closer. I would consider this an Alejandro level event.
I thought the last one we did was the one you thought was good, and I was like, oh Jake,
no.
Jake,
oh honey,
oh babe,
oh my God, what the fuck? No, not like this.
Is that a zombie?
It's a zombie.
Is that Frankenstein? Mary Shelley's monster?
That's Mary Shelley's Frank Zappastein.
It's been exactly 1 year since Jen left. That means
it's been 1 year since Jenny left.
That means it's been 1 year and 1 day since I was fired. I haven't worked since. I used to like the idea of being on disability, free money, and all the time in the world to spend with her.
This guy's a fucking leech.
This guy's you son of a bitch. You keep listening.
The guy was me.
Free money and all the time in the world to spend with her. I guess she didn't think of it that way. She was always ambitious. I shouldn't say was. Every day I see Facebook updates detailing her constant successes. The most recent was her engagement. I'd never seen her look so happy. I guess I knew things with us were going downhill when I looked forward to our fights. She always says something about how I'm so smart, that I'm smarter than she, in fact, that I had no ambition. It felt so good to hear that someone as brilliant as Jen thought I was smart, even though she yelled it at me in frustration. She claimed she understood my depression and my anxiety and how they were terrible roadblocks in the path.
Roadblock? Women, right?
Yeah, it was her. She said it, not me. She claimed it. She claimed she was that she understood my depression and my anxiety and how they were terrible roadblocks on the path to my happiness. I thought that meant she could empathize and still wanted to be with me anyway. Apparently I was wrong. Getting disability benefits for my depression wasn't too hard. The money isn't great, but it pays the rent and keeps me fed. The only pain is that I have to go to therapy each week. I also need to go to monthly appointments to pick up prescriptions to help combat my depression, ADHD, and anxiety. It's also procedural and detached from anything resembling real care. So I'm a lonely, unemployable loser who apparently has this great mind that's utterly useless. But I won't stay like this forever. I've discovered something new. Well, something old, actually. Today begins my new life. The medication never worked, the therapy never worked, the behavior changes never worked. Medicine failed me. Or maybe I failed medicine. Either way, I'm taking control of myself again. I'm not going to be a victim of the barriers my body's put up for me. No more attention problems, no more depression, no more anxiety. For the first time in what may be decades, I'm filled with hope. The next entry is August 1st, 2015, 3 p.m. All of my tools are cleaned and ready. In about an hour, I'll start. I need to keep a pretty comprehensive journal of the procedure to make sure I'm not harming myself. I figure a running account of my experiences will give evidence of the positive or negative changes in both my mood and cognitive abilities. August 1st, that same day, at 1 hour later. 4:05. After I traced a dime-sized circle on the upper right part of my forehead, I used an X-Acto knife to carve through the skin. I wasn't prepared for how much this was going to hurt. I stopped a couple times to wipe away the tears so I could see well enough to continue.
Bitch.
The skin lifted... The skin lifted off from the bone without too much trouble once I'd finished cutting. I flushed it down the toilet. Now I'm waiting for the bleeding to stop. It seems to be slowing already. It's so weird to see my skull exposed like this. I'm going to write a sentence or two before and after each of these next steps, so I can get as good as a description as possible, if this all works as well as I'm hoping. I opted to use a tiny drill over a single large one. A ring of tiny holes is going to take a hell of a lot longer, but I think the need for precision dwarfs time consumption in this case. I'm about to do this first hole. The first hole is done. Imagine the feeling of biting down on a fist-sized piece of tin foil as hard as you possibly can while your head hums like it's filled with buzzing hornets. The vibration was so excruciating that I'm only now feeling the pain of the drill site itself. I'm going to do the next 10 or so holes now before I lose my nerve. The vibrations became less intense with each hole. The bone pain got much worse, though.
Bone pain.
Bone pain!
We've all been there.
I've never had migraines, but I assume this must be what they feel like. I'm shining a light at the ring of the tiny bores and doing my best to inspect what's behind them in the mirror. It's not very useful. The remaining structural elements between the holes are extremely thin and brittle looking. I'm going to cut them away with the wire cutters. I just dropped a circle of my skull into the sink. Now I'm looking at the bright red membrane that's covering my brain. I'm a little surprised by how many blood vessels are in there. I'm going to put out a couple more towels. Cutting away the membrane is the part I'm most scared of. It's done, and the hole's bleeding a lot. I'm taking extra care not to put too much pressure on the organ itself when I'm working to soak up the blood. I'm feeling a little dizzy, so I hold the towel to the hole. I'm sitting and eating the piece of steak and drinking the orange juice I'd put out just in case this happened. The wound is slowly starting to clot while I wait here. The whole area hurts, but the pain is second to the strong pulsing sensation around the hole. It's almost like I have a second heart beating in there. The blood stopped pouring out, and now I'm cleaning the area with water and rubbing alcohol. Ouch. Now I can see my brain. It's gray. It doesn't look like it even belongs to me. I don't know why it all feels so surreal. It's almost like I'm watching all this happen to someone else. On the plus side, I'm not dizzy anymore, but I'm exhausted. I'm going to bandage everything and go to bed. I'll clean up tomorrow. August 2nd, 2015 at 6:30 a.m. I woke up this morning with more energy and drive than I've ever felt. Even sitting here writing this feels like a joy. I'm not struggling to find words. I'm not dreading how I'll reread what I've written and think it's stupid and pointless. Everything just works. The accounts I'd read about people who shared their experiences with trepidation made similar claims, but even as I drilled the holes, I never allowed myself to truly believe it would work for me. Even now, I'm worried it's all just a placebo effect. The pulsating feeling is real, though, and it's as strong as ever. That was something else my fellow trepand mentioned. They said it was because the body is letting the brain grow again, something the skull had prevented after it hardened following infancy. I don't know if I buy the explanation, but I can't deny what's happening here.
I too feel like my brain is just
It could be bigger.
pressing.
It has the potential to be bigger if the body would allow.
I got a Jacobian dome just
August 2nd, that
pressing
same
on the
day.
inside of my skull.
As a snow ape myself,
Yeah.
too.
8 hours later. My day's been spent cleaning the apartment. Over the last year, I'd let things pile up and grow increasingly filthy as my depression festered. Today, it's like a veil's been lifted and light's pouring over everything I lay my eyes on. The place needed to be cleaned, so I just set to work and cleaned it. Looks better now than it did when Jen and I moved in. My therapist recommended that I clean quite a while ago, suggesting that a nice open area would really help me see my home as a place for potential rather than stagnation. Now I know what he meant. This is what potential feels like. The hole in my head still hurts and it looks terrible, but I expected as much. If I go out, I can wear a hat and no one will notice anything amiss. I'm not ready to do that, though. I'm mildly concerned about how badly the site's beginning to itch as it heals. I'm being extremely assiduous in cleaning and caring for the wound as it heals, but I guess part of that process is that damn itch. I'm going to do my best not to think about it. August 2nd, 11:30 p.m. So late that night. The first full day of my experiment's about to end. I'm about to go to sleep, and I feel like I've accomplished a lot today. My home is spotless. I've finished a short story I've been working on for the last couple months. I've gotten up to date with my internet and utility bills, and I even did a couple sets of push-ups. I had to remind myself to eat, though. For whatever reason, I wasn't hungry at all until I realized it was nearly 9 p.m. and I hadn't eaten all day. I'm chalking it up to my excitement. It's been hard to contain, but now I'm all showered and pajamaed and ready for the end of the day. I can't wait for tomorrow. August 3rd, 5:45 a.m.
Before you continue, you need to read the very last entry in the Reagan Blues.
Okay.
It's not long. Just once you get
Okay,
to the final entry,
Well,
it has to be either.
I was.
Not this one.
Are we getting close to it or something?
I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I was up before my alarm this morning to watch the sun. This is 5:40 a.m. I was up before my alarm this morning to watch the sun rise from the roof of the apartment. Last night I slept like a log and didn't wake once. I noticed some blood on my pillow and under my fingernails, though, and I think I may have scratched underneath the bandage when I slept. I made a beeline to the bathroom to inspect the hole, and thankfully, I didn't do any damage. Everything appears to be healing well. August 3rd, 1:15 p.m. I don't know if it's the endorphins wearing off or just an artifact of my depression, but my euphoric feelings diminished quite a bit this morning. I'm thinking it might be both. Maybe I need to have a good meal. There should be something in the fridge. August 3rd, 9 p.m. Whatever I felt this afternoon doesn't seem to have been a fluke. While my mood elevated for a little while after lunch, I was back to my near baseline for the rest of the day and evening. The pulsing in the hole waxes and wanes with my mood, interestingly enough. When I'm happy and ambitious, it pulses a lot. When I'm depressed, it may pulse once every 10 seconds. It may have something to do with my blood pressure, so I'll keep an eye on that. Before bed, I'll do some jumping jacks and see if the pulsing returns. I'm fairly certain a higher pulse rate correlates with a better mindset. Just did the exercise. The pulsing's the same. My heart rate's up, but my mood is still low. Going to bed. August 4th, 11 a.m. I just woke up and I feel terrible. I was scratching the hole again. The pillow's soaked with blood and there are a few remnants of scabs under my fingernails. Tonight I'll wear gloves. That aside, my mood's still right near where it was before I started this process. I'm worried the surface area of my brain that's exposed isn't large enough to allow long-lasting effects. I don't trust myself to widen the hole that's already there, but I'm prepared to do another one an inch or so away. August 4th, 12:30 p.m. There was a problem with the second hole.
Been there.
Same,
Name of the
baby.
episode. There was a problem with the second hole.
I did everything just like the last time, but the last tiny borehole, a crack formed in the skull between the original hole and the new site. I had to peel back the skin I'd left to make sure, but it was definitely there. I was forced to decide whether or not I should leave the broken piece, and I opted against it. Now I have an oval that's about 3 inches long and 1 inch wide. Removing the membrane from this part was difficult, and I had a minor issue with the blade slipping deeper than I'd wanted. Thankfully, the brain has no pain receptors. It couldn't have gone more than a half an inch inside, and nothing weird happened to my body, so I lucked out and hit the 90% they say we don't use. I know people are saying that's a myth, but with what just happened to me, there must be some truth to it. August 5th, 8 a.m. No scratching overnight. The pulsing's there, and it's nowhere near as strong as it was the first time. My mood's still low. I have to be honest with myself here. I feel like a failure. This whole experiment's another example of me setting out to do something with good intentions and having it all blow up in my face. But, I'm not going to be defeated by it. In the past, I would have just stopped. Jen would have started a fight with me. I just added to the never-ending cascade of fuck-ups that form my identity. Not this time, though. The increase in my ambition from this treatment must be going strong, because I'm determined to see it all the way through. August 5th, 8 p.m. There are 4 more holes in my head. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Toward the end of the last one, I almost passed out. I'm glad I had the foresight to keep a few sugar packets nearby so I could regain the strength to finish up. Besides the issue with my dizziness, these 4 went better than the prior 2. I used the left and right sides of my head this time, right above the ears. The skull was far thinner than on my forehead, so the vibration of the drill wasn't as excruciating. The blood loss was significantly greater, though, which explains the desire to pass out. I have hand towels wrapped around my head so I won't get all the blood all over the place. Lucky for me, I'm a pretty quick clotter. That's a funny word. Clotter. August 6th.
Wait, was that your ad lib?
No, that's him. He's losing blood.
He said that?
Yeah, that's a funny word. Clotter.
Okay.
Hello, mutter. Hello, clotter.
He's working on his type 5. It's a funny word. Clotter.
August 6th.
Just bleeding off.
I slept sitting up and awoke to a major pulsing, not just in the new holes, but in the old ones as well. The small problems developed within the second hole, though. I think I might be getting infected. The itching's unbearable, and I think it might be starting to smell. I poured rubbing alcohol on all the sides and pressed it in with clean towels, so hopefully that'll stop whatever's breeding in there. Ooh. My mood was pretty high. Still not as good as the first day, but much better than the days after. I've been thinking about Jen a lot. We had so many things in common. We loved talking about animals and used to go off on tangents.
Yes, you're just killing animals.
Discuss all the exotic ones we'd have when we were rich. Her favorite ones were rhinos. Mine were hippos. I used to tell her about the lake we'd have in our backyard where my pygmy hippo would play with her pygmy rhino. After they had gotten tired out,
we should edit. Quick note. We should edit pig and cow over that. Like, my favorite one is pig. Her favorite one is cow.
After they'd gotten tired out, we'd invite them up to the patio where they'd curl up next to one another while we gazed adoringly at each other. I wondered how she'd feel knowing I'd been doing all this work to better myself. She'd probably be telling me to do more. August 7th, 12:35 p.m. I did more. All day yesterday, I drilled. I drilled and cut and pulled and peeled. I feel like I can take on the world. It's almost like that one time I did cocaine in college, but the effect has lasted far longer. I'll update today if I have to, but for now, I'm going to work on some of my stories. August 9th.
My stories.
9 a.m.
I'm going to watch my story.
My stories are on.
Where have I been?
Mr. Matlock.
Oh, 9 a.m. Where have I been? Writing. Since the other day, I've gotten down 100 pages of a story I never even knew I had in me. Reading it over is like I'm looking at the work of someone else. Someone far, far better. Stranger, I guess. On a slightly less pleasant note, there's definitely an infection in a few holes. One of them's weeping a gray liquid that smells terrible, and all of them itch. When I rub them with the towel to try and scratch, they break open and start either bleeding or leaking clear fluid.
Ooh.
I figure it's like a cold that has to run its course, but I'll be damned if it isn't becoming a problem nearly as bad as the depression was.
Didn't he start the story with talking about how smart he was?
Yeah. No, she said he was smart. 7:40
She
a.m.
was wrong.
I scratched in my sleep. I don't know what else to say other than it was bad. It's hard to tell from what I see in the mirror, but I might have damaged some of my brain in the holes in my forehead and left side. A small piece is hanging by a thread that looks like a tiny blood vessel. I tried to tuck it back in under the lip of the skull, but I had to press pretty hard to do it, and I'm worried I messed it up even worse. At least I saw a bear today.
What the fuck?
Baby's going down. August 15th, 4:15 p.m. More holes for me. Shaved my head. No more hair, lots more holes. Remember those wiffle balls from when we were kids? One day I'll tell Jen how I thought my head looked like a wiffle ball. She always liked baseball and playing with my hair. My head infection was getting real bad before the bear came. Now he licks my head while I sleep and keeps the gross stuff out. Jen loves bears and rhinos. Every morning I have to clean under my fingernails a lot. Petting the bear gets them real dirty. It's nice the bear shaved when I did, but I didn't feel like the odd man out. Those pulses in my head are nice and strong all the time. It feels good. The bear licks me a lot when I sleep.
Scratch the bear by his ears and he licks lots and lots. Lots of licks, well, means lots of itching. Well, Jen would scratch my back when I was itchy. One time she saw me trying to scratch between my shoulders using the door frame. She called me a bear because that's what bears do when their back itches. When their bear itches. 60 holes, going to cut the spaces in between. Make my bear proud if Jen can't be.
What?
Make my bear proud if Jen can't be. We'll show her. Ladies and gentlemen.
So he tree painted himself into Swiss cheese?
Correct.
Yeah.
And just slowly succumbed to the psychoses that he brought on by
he
boring his
moved
fucking
in with
head
a bear.
open.
Yeah. It's a sitcom.
It's pretty surface level.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah.
That was the
You
Cleveland
invited-
show, right?
The
That's
bear was real.
When he lived next to a,
Yeah.
a bear. I'm the bear from the Cleveland show.
If my girlfriend doesn't want to be my roommate, then I'll invite a bear.
That was terrible.
Was it like, okay, do you mean like it was terrible to behold or it was terribly written?
Terrible thing to do to yourself.
I
With a
guess
drill.
both.
I think it's actually a well-written
I liked
piece.
it. I had that. It
I feel
had
like if
me.
I had read it, not heard it dictated, it might have hit different.
That could be.
The whole time I was
reading it
picturing
and I
my
liked
coworker too.
Yeah, you gotta start it by. Yeah.
You always get a mental image of somebody. You know?
Yeah,
You know where you
they
cast a
kind of described
book?
him as a scumbag right off the bat, so it's like you
Yeah.
assign scumbag to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
you
So
ruined it for
and
yourself.
he was talking about how smart he is and shit. I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, man. That I used to be obsessed with trepanation. Actually, I thought that was so cool.
How many holes did you get?
I got like half a hole in and then pussed out.
When did the bear show up for you?
I never got to the bear. I saw a small pig that was had a lot of anxiety. This is a Winnie the Pooh joke. Happy Halloween.
Say happy spooky ween.
Happy holidays or Halloween.
Nice to ghost you. Jake, anything?
Every girl
I
you've
want to. I want to suck your cock.
I wanted to ghost you.
Don't call this number again. I busted in your cooch, and now I'm a phantom.
And now I behave like a banshee.
I scream to all my friends, she's busted, boo.
All right, we owe them at least 3 Halloween jokes. There we go. We gotta mention it once.
Her pussy is like a haunted house. All the ghosts of all the come from years past.
Something about your blueberries.
You jump scared me with your gross Michelin body.
This can't go on.
Well, Nancy.
I want to suck your blood. Your blood.
Count Reagan, dude. Hell yeah.
Hillary, I want to suck your blood.
Now, Michelle, let me be perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Boo. So fucking stupid. Oh, I hate Minecraft.